Hello, guys. We are back with another review. This time around, we are doing a review for a film that is called An Eye for an Eye, guys. It's an old film that is drama or thriller. It's acted in 1996. To my surprise, it shows that like how far we have gone, the quality of the movie and all those things that we see in nowadays movies, how they put them together. We see the big difference between 1996 and now. But as for the quality of the storyline, I feel like it's pretty much the same. I feel like this movie does meet the requirements of a movie that can be acted nowadays. It's a movie that is very much painful, guys. It started off very painful, just like the movies that we have watched before, like Law Abandoned Citizen. We see this movie starting off by something horrific as a young lady which was 17 being insulted or sexually insulted by another gentleman that was unknown at that time. And it seems like she had a nice home, this lady, because she was even murdered at the time. She had a nice home with a mother and a stepfather and also a younger sister. So it was a normal nice family, guys, and we saw that in that household they had a decent home which also had an upstairs. It seems like they were really doing well. The mother is the only one whom we sort of knew her career, that she was sort of in TV, something that has to do with TV. She was playing there, she was working there. And guys, this mother, she's the one who was the main character as we get to know a lot about her. So Andy, I don't know if you want to start it off by just greeting our viewers, and then I will get on to discussing stuff that happened on this movie.
Yes, yes. Hi, guys. Lychee is not alone. I am here as well. So, as he has said, that we are reviewing a very old movie, 1996. But it's very interesting, and it was nice to watch an older movie. I because I think when this movie was released we were all children, so it was nice. So yes, I think the main storyline of the movie is when we saw a young lady being sexually assaulted, and um I wouldn't say I still remember their names very well, but yeah, the young lady, I'm not sure her
Uh,
name.
yeah, let me just get into the cast. The main character, the lady's name was Karen McKen. That's what she was playing, and the husband was Mac, and also the daughter was Julie. She's the daughter that got murdered when the movie started, and the younger baby, she was a baby, but here we see that the photo they put there while she was already old. Her name is Megan. So yes, I must say that the guy that was acting as a villain in this movie, the one that did all the wrong things, the character he was playing was Robert. But good for me, I remember him playing on 24. He's a good actor. His real name is Kefa Sutherland. That's his real name. We do have other cast that we remembered. They are quite old now. Also, Keith David, we know that he acted also on many series and movies. So other people also, even the husband for of Karen, his name is Ed Harris, who acted many movies, guys. Those are the cast. The main character, as I already said, is Karen. The real name is Sally Field. And Karen here, guys, she started off being really obsessed after her daughter being killed. She was really obsessed to find out who did it, and she tried to did all the follow-ups as she was very hurt. And the guy that was acting as a police officer, I think the name that he was playing is Danilo. Is the sergeant that was playing as a detective, and he was trying to do his best, but it seems like he was working as a person who was really overloaded. He didn't want to really do thorough investigation. Even they even messed up on the court case, because they got the guy and the DNA matched,
Yeah.
but somehow there was a mix up with the papers, as they even swapped the prosecutor to put the new prosecutor. Then there was a swap. Some papers were not properly filed or something like that. But at that point, I thought that the villain, Robert Bob, Dob, that's his name, that he was playing as. I think that he had something to do with it on my perspective, because it seems like everybody was already knowing him, everybody was already afraid of him, as even the police officer was already knowing who's the guy that did it. So, guys, this movie, honestly speaking, it was really, really nice. I don't know, Andy, what are the parts that really that you really really liked? How did you feel about the baby, when the baby was running away from the mother? I think they were in some sort of a zoo, and the mother was very harsh on the young baby. How would you feel about that scene?
Oh yeah, I remember the scene. I remember the scene. I mean, the scene was very I don't know, I was so anxious because I mean after what happened to the mom, I know it's expected for her to shout at the younger one because now as a mom you just want to protect your baby girl because you now have seen that the world is cruel, after what happened to the eldest daughter. So I completely understood where she was coming from on that scene. So yeah, the movie basically, I like the fact that this woman she took charge and decided that, you know what, if the law is failing me, I am going to bring whoever did this to my daughter to justice one way or the other. So
Yes, she was really a rock of the family. I think that's what you are saying. She was a rock of the family, but I felt like you are being biased to also Meg, who was the husband, who was also trying to pull the family together, because I felt like even her, she was shattered, but the husband was just trying his best just to be there for her, and also be there for the young one, which for most of the part, I feel like women don't notice men when they're trying their best. I feel like for her, she felt like he could do more, isn't it?
yes, yes. I mean, yeah, women do notice the men when they're doing the best, but Meg, is it Meg? I
Yes.
think he was really, really, I don't know. I mean, maybe he just kind of felt like it's done. Either way, nothing can ever bring her back. So let's just move on. I think his energy more than anything was, at the end of the day, there is still life that needs to be lived. So his energy was on, let's move on. And not to say the woman was not on moving on, but she was just looking for the right thing to be done. Justice must be served. It's either you're going to prison, or but some sort of justice must be served. I think that's what she was looking for. And Meg was just on, it's okay, it's okay, let's move on, let's heal together and all that. So anyway, I loved the woman, because most likely women are just always being perceived as weak, and that's not the case all the time. Women are the strongest, and I loved the fact that she was given this role. She nailed it. She even went as far as learning how to use a gun, because after the law failed, I don't know if Lichi has mentioned this, the law failed them. The perpetrator was found not really innocent, but then there was no enough evidence to sustain the case, so therefore he was released. I mean, that's just when the law is really failing you. They end up even having to join a support group, and in a support group we found out that there are more parents who have lost their children, and the law has done nothing. And considering the fact that this movie was acted in 1996, I think it could be based on not necessarily a true story, but maybe in 1996 those things were happening whereby you commit a crime and you walk free.
Yes, yes, definitely. From what I saw when the movie ended, they did wrote that it was based on a novel. I just didn't go deeper into checking which novel is it and all those information that is on the novel or read it. I didn't even bother myself on that. But yes, guys, it is an old movie, but it's funny how it has been so many years and we still have so many crimes still being committed in our
Mm.
countries. Here in South Africa, I mean, things like this happens almost every week. We hear stories like this: a child is lost, a child is raped, a child is kidnapped. We are always hearing stories like this, guys, and it's very, very painful. I mean, we felt so much pain when we were watching this movie, and the girl that I don't mean to be like talking about the age, but this girl was 17, and here in this country, people are even raping children that are as young as 3, as young as 4. I mean, it seems like it just gone west. To be honest, it seems like it just gone west. Women and children are being really, really assaulted, which is not really cool, guys. I mean, as men, men here in this movie, the prosecutor was a man, the husband was a man, the detective was a man, and none of them were taking charge. And even the a friend who acted as a friend, the police woman who was trying to prevent people from killing people that have done wrong to them. I mean, why are they wasting state resources to people who are trying to just get justice for themselves instead of making sure that they try to go after the guys that are doing the wrongs? And how did you feel also about him doing it again? I mean, he went and do it again, guys. To be honest, where was the surveillance? Where was the detective? Why didn't they follow him? I mean, this woman, at least she knew the lady that they did it to. And the police, where were they?
Yeah, definitely. When he went and do it again, it's more like he studied this thing, the system and everything, and he knew that um all the time they won't find enough evidence, and without enough evidence you cannot be charged. So it's more than anything, he was just making a mockery out of the police system, because he just knew that they were not working hard enough, or they didn't have resources to catch him. So anyway, I think more than anything, I am just grateful for the mother of Julie, who did what was right and what was needed to be done, because definitely the world was a better place without that man in it. So yeah, I don't know what Lich wanna say in closing, but for me, in closing, because this was an old movie, I really don't wanna make the review too long, but the movie was great. It was worth watching. It gave horror vibes, it gave drama, as we saw the investigation, even though they didn't really take us through the investigation, because I don't know, I would just say this police in this movie just really didn't know how to do their jobs. But yeah, I liked, also trying seeing the family dealing with grief, trying to move on from grief, and eventually just deciding that the right thing to do here is to just put this bad person out of this world. So yeah, the movie is definitely, it's worth watching. I will give it a good 8/10, considering that it was an old movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So I don't know what Lich you want to say in closing.
Yes, guys. In closing, I just want to say that, to be honest, having people like this that are sick in their head to do such things we must always identify them and condemn what they do, and possibly get them behind bars. I mean, somebody have to keep track of people like this. She did a good job, Karen. For the first time, she even won for that other lady. She did her best, and to end up putting Robert down, the perpetrator, putting him down and getting a piece. It was really good for her. And I think that's it, guys. As Andy said, we don't want to keep this one long. Please make sure you subscribe, join the family, and like, and let us know which movie we can watch. We'll want to just mix it up where we are not gonna only stick to only reviewing newer movies or trending movies. We're just gonna review movies that we really haven't watched, and the ones that we will enjoy, or the ones that if it's new, definitely we're gonna warn you to say that don't watch this one. So we'll keep the family growing, guys. Cheers.